The LEGO Ideas A-Frame Cabin is shaping up to be one of my favorite sets of 2023 for so many reasons. Looking into the past Ideas lineup, I think this set's going to fit perfectly alongside the old fishing store and the recent lighthouse. It does such a good job of making it look and feel so natural, so much detail in such a small footprint. Really do appreciate the storytelling aspects. So, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Potter with Grandmaster Bricks, back with another review video. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and let's get into it. Set number 21338, set name A-Frame Cabin. The theme is Ideas. Interestingly enough, it doesn't have a sub-theme. The age rating is for 18 and up. Mature demographics, of course. Then the designers for the set, it has a powerhouse of 3 LEGO designers. It has Justin Ramsden, Samuel Johnston, and Wu Tenz Chi, all very long-standing designers of the LEGO group, so it's cool to see multiple big names in a set like this. The release date was February 1st, 2023. Because it's an idea set, I would anticipate it to be about a 2-year life cycle. Idea sets don't usually last much longer than that. Sometimes they last much shorter. So we'll just have to wait and see. The box weight is about 5.5 pounds. Piece count is 2,082 pieces. The price retails for $180. So if you were to break that down price per piece, it's about 9 cents. Pretty good, starting to get close to that 10 cents, which is a little bit high. But for an idea set, pretty solid. Then, if you were to look at the part out value, let's say in the future you weren't able to buy the set sealed and you wanted to buy the parts, it would cost somewhere around $390 to $475 to part the set together. If you were to break that down price per piece, it's about 19 cents to 23 cents per piece. Getting to be about a quarter per piece is really wild to think about, but something to anticipate for price in the future for sealed. If it were to cost the same to keep it sealed versus part out, people would do one or the other, so they generally about equal out. So you could anticipate this set to be about a $400 set sealed in the future. As far as part usage goes, it does have a few exclusive pieces, a few new torsos for some minifigures, has a few new recolors like some red leaves. I did appreciate seeing that. There is no sticker sheet, so it's all printed elements. If you see anything that is prints. The 4 minifigures that are included with the set are exclusive at the time of recording. They haven't been used in any other sets. The build itself had 15 bags, which equals out to about 140 pieces per step. The instructions were divided into 2 books, totaling with 256 pages, and the build had 333 steps in total. Now that we've worked through most of the numbers, analytics side of things, now we'll get to the review and the opinion side of things. Going off of initial thoughts, I think this was a perfect set to go in the lineup with Ideas, like I had mentioned with the Ideas old fishing store and the lighthouse. I think this is going to be a nice set to go alongside those. The box art, completely lacking for me personally. I enjoy the box art. It's a great opportunity to create imagination, storytelling. So just the black box art, or the lack of art, the black boxes just doesn't do it for me. The build experience was great. I do think the smaller bags makes it easier for builders who aren't as familiar with LEGO, becomes less overwhelming. Like I had mentioned in the analytics part, about 140 steps per bag, and it makes it less overwhelming. It's easier for builders to find the parts that they need. All the pieces aren't going all over the place, so it was a much easier build experience. The look and feel, I think it absolutely nails it to have a angular off-grid structure, something that narrows at the top at an angle. I think somewhat difficult to achieve through LEGO, and the way it was made was very clever. The hinges where it rests on either side, because it does narrow at the top, it gets smaller by default. It looks fantastic from the outside, but once you go into the modular part of the building, once you look inside, it does become a little bit tight because you lose all of that floor space the higher up you go, something that I didn't really realize at first, but once I got building, it did make sense why it had a modular feel, so you could reach inside, so you could get to the first floor from the second floor, so that aspect was actually pretty cool. The 2 side builds were a fantastic addition. To be able to remove them easily, you can combine them into their own side builds, separate them, put them in different spots, becomes a modular feel to rearrange the setup in the set, I think that is a really great part. The set comes with 11 creatures, 2 yellow butterflies, 2 light yellow butterflies, 2 frogs, 2 birds, 1 spider, 1 squirrel, and 1 otter. And to me, that is a lot of creatures to add to a set. It's a lot of storytelling, a lot of different molds to be used in a set. One of the butterflies is a new print, so I think that is a really cool addition. Clever part usage. Everywhere you look, so much detail packed into the actual cabin itself. Like I was saying, it's very small, compact feel the smaller you get with the narrowing of the A-frame. But they were able to achieve a lot of detail. They packed a lot in there. So everywhere you look, everywhere your eye goes, there's some type of storytelling detail. Really does set the mood for having a cabin being in the woods. Just what you would expect to find in a cabin in the woods in Lego form. Moving on to some of the areas that I would change. Trying to see if there's anything that I would do differently. It's hard to say. The only thing I felt like it was somewhat cramped. I went back and forth and kind of feeling if it was cramped or not. And it's the nature of the game. It's Lego itself. So overall, like most Lego sets, I think they're fantastic. I really don't have any major gripes with this set. I don't think there is anything wrong with it. I think that it's cool that it's not made on a base plate. It's brick built floor to ceiling. And it doesn't quite feel like a building, even though it is. So just fits into a kind of outdoor setting, and it could be a city setting. So there's nothing major I would change. I always try to consider that, try to put myself in the designer's shoes and then put myself in a consumer's shoes, and there's just nothing I would really change with this set. I think it's fantastic. I think it's a great addition. Creating Lego sets, I could only imagine, is a extremely difficult process. I think there's a lot of aspects the common consumer just does not consider. There's so many things we will never know about. But the ability to create is one thing, and the ability to mass produce an item is another thing. And so I just see a lot of people that complain or wish that things were different or would have been designed differently. And that's the beautiful thing about Lego. You're able to rebuild it. You can build it however you want. Lego just produces things in a mass format to be sold and to be profitable, and then people can do what they want with the Lego afterwards. So when people have a major gripe, to me, it's just like, you can just fix it. You can just change it. You can rebuild it, and that's the beauty of it. Looking at the actual original ideas submission, when at a glance, there's not much that changed, but then when you start to home in, there's a lot of little details that are different, but surprisingly for the ideas line, they do accept ideas. When they do, they generally change them. They change them kind of a lot from what I've seen from other submissions. But this one, it stays true to the original submission. There were a few things that were different. The molded skunk was a great wish, was a great, hopeful addition to the set. But that one didn't quite make it. But overall, the whole look and feel, the Thor's hammer in the front, creating that cobbling stonework in the front, that is still there. That was a major part of the A-frame cabin, the design of it, the additional trees flanking the cabin. I think it really does stay true to the original submission, so I think that's cool for the original designer as well, to not have their idea accepted and then completely ripped apart. It still is pretty similar to their submission, so I like that. Looking at Rebrickable, this is one of the things where taking the time to do this little bit of research yields some really cool gains, because I found somebody awesome in the Rebrickable community, and I actually now, from doing this research, I plan to do some Rebrickables from them. But they have a modular Rebrickable of the A-frame cabin. Furthermore, they have a Rebrickable of the blacksmith, and I think the medieval blacksmith, and I think I'm going to do that just from seeing that initial remock. Really awesome. So this person, they're pretty much the only person that had a Rebrickable for the A-frame cabin. So if you're interested, definitely go check that out. I think that's a cool aspect of Lego in all things, having an official Lego set, having somebody be able to create an idea off of having that complete Lego set or off that Rebrickable. So definitely go check that if you're interested. Lastly, kind of trying to finish up with investment value. Overall, I feel a lot of the idea sets do really well. Having them be fan based, having them be made by fans, created by fans, I think it adds a little bit of excitement, a little bit of extra reason to want to collect the ideas theme. They don't stay around for a long time. They might not be as popular. Some of the sets, they might be a little bit more niche because they're trying to be just in different markets for different people and different wants. So not everybody will buy every Lego set. So the ideas theme in general, I think, does really well investment side, because adults that have money later on will want to buy other Lego sets that they don't already have. Ideas, it's one of those series where it's just kind of adult themes, and having this A-frame cabin, if you look at the old fishing store, that investment value is sky high, through the roof for that one. Could only imagine for the lighthouse along with this A-frame cabin. So not a financial advisor, I am just going off of my opinion and my intuition, thinking that this most likely will be a good set in the future. And overall, just trying to wrap up the video from there, I think this was a fantastic set. A little bit different from your normal modular buildings, from your gray buildings and Star Wars ships and different things like that. So having this A-frame cabin, having this natural look and feel, having this idea of going out in nature, I think this is a fantastic set to have in the collection. A little bit different pace of a set for Lego collectors. And overall, I think it's a great look and feel. So hopefully you guys have found some entertainment and a little bit of education from my video. It's what I aim to do. So if you did, make sure you smash that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up. But most importantly, in life and in Lego, never stop building.